I'm Alex with Storyline Travel. At Storyline Travel, we help you write your travel story in vibrant cultures. In this video, we're going to go against a popular recommendation and give you 4 reasons you want to get off the ship when you're at a port. So we've even made the recommendation that when you come into a port from a cruise ship and you don't have an excursion planned, or maybe it's a port you've been to several times, that take advantage of being on the ship with fewer people. But on our last cruise, we discovered 4 reasons we didn't like being on the ship, and eventually we got off because of those reasons. The first reason is that at many ports, the crew will take the opportunity for fewer guests to either perform a mandatory drill or to do maintenance work. So let's start with the drill. On many 7-night cruises, the crew will be required to perform safety drills or evacuation drills. These drills normally require a large number of the crew, and the overhead intercom will be used to walk through all the processes from beginning to end. This can be a loud and annoying process. You may hear the ship's whistle blow, and it will disturb the peace. In addition, a large number of the crew members are needed. They may be bustling around, sometimes with life vests on. If you're in a smaller hallway, you may feel like you're in the way, or you may find that the service is definitely going to be a bit slower, as there are only a few crew members dedicated to guest services at this point. This makes sense, as most of the guests have left the ship, and for those guests left on the ship, this is at least annoying. In addition to this, when a ship is in port, maintenance crew will take time to make repairs or make adjustments to the ship while they're in port and maybe can get supplies. Again, fewer guests on the ship allow them to get to different areas or to take advantage of this time to make repairs or just general maintenance. On our last cruise, we found that they were replacing shower doors, and during the afternoon when we wanted to lounge in our room a bit, we found the crew needed to get into our bathroom. They really wanted us out of the room so that they could change those shower doors out. We were happy to leave and let them get their jobs done. To be clear, if a do not disturb sign was on the door, they did not disturb the guests. But they did take advantage of the time with a lower number of guests on the ship to come in and out of staterooms, or to do maybe louder types of maintenance that aren't done when guests are on board. So if you thought you might take that nap, you may find your balcony being cleaned, or in our case, we heard a drill from the next cabin over that was pretty loud in our own stateroom. So that's the first reason, safety drills and maintenance. The second reason is that there's not as much to eat. Now, I know that's kind of funny, as cruise ships are known for their dining and always having food. But one of the things you learn when the ship is in port, because most of the guests are off the ship, many of your dining venues are going to be closed the whole time that you're in port. Main dining rooms will not serve lunch, and they may close earlier at breakfast than normal. What we experienced on our last cruise was that the buffet was opened and the pizza place was open. Now, there was a nice quantity of food, but for someone who's not a big fan of buffets, that really was the only option we had for a lunch other than the pizza. You may find on some ships that even those venues, while they'll be opened around lunchtime, may be closed in the mid-morning or mid-afternoon. So getting a snack or having something to eat in port on your time may not be available. So keep that in mind. You may want to take advantage of disembarking and just going into the port area, enjoying lunch at a restaurant. We did that in Mexico. We got some fresh guacamole, which I always think is better in Mexico. and spent time interacting with the staff of the restaurant and really enjoyed ourselves while we were there. Third reason, actually very similar to dining, is that when you're in port, due to port and maritime regulations, the shops on the ship will be closed. Maybe you had penciled in your itinerary that when you're in a port that you didn't have an excursion plan and other guests had gotten off the ship, that you would go do some shopping. After all, many of these shops on the cruise ships are a bit smaller and elbow room is at a premium. So having the opportunity when it was a little quieter to do some shopping, well, that's just not going to happen. Maybe you can peer through the window or the glass door, but as far as going in, shopping for merchandise, finding that perfect souvenir to take home, well, you won't do that when you're in port. That'll be an activity that you'll need to save for a sea day or in the evening after you enjoy your evening meal. So that's the third reason. You find things closed, including the shops, when you're in port. And finally, the fourth reason, just in general, there are fewer activities. As you look at your daily schedule, you'll see big gaps where there are no activities planned. There may only be one trivia for that day, and that would be the only activity listed. You may see that one of the activities is a movie on the big screen on the sun deck. Normally the spa will be open, and in fact sometimes you'll find some good discounts. But that may be one of the only activities that you'll find on board the ship during a day in port. Many of the crew, as mentioned earlier, may be involved in drills or maintenance activities, and many of the crew may be taking the day as they've been working straight on. So for this reason, there's not a whole lot to do except swimming, maybe enjoying that movie, or going to the spa. We will get off the ship, we'll walk the port, enjoy the ocean, enjoy stable land since we've been on the ship for a little while, see what other ships have docked in the port with us, or just stretch our legs as we walk up and down the pier. So that's our 4 reasons. Do you have a reason why you want to get off the ship? Or maybe those 4 reasons don't bother you at all. You definitely want that quiet time away from the guests that are on the ship. Leave us a comment below. Let us know what you think. And in Storyline Travel, we believe every adventure is a story waiting to be told.